what have we here? Santa Claus, huh? Ooh, I'm really scared.
Hey y'all, it's Robert, and today at the Sweet Impact, we're making another character cake. This time we're making the main antagonist from the movie The Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie Boogie.
I'm Oogie Boogie Man.
Now last year I did Jack Skellington, so I just thought that it was right to do this character this time. So I had to rewatch the movie trying to get a general idea about this character, make sure I had all the shapes and the outlines just right. So let's just go ahead and jump into it, and we're gonna make the base of the cake first. So to make this cake board, I just drilled a hole through a wooden cake board, also added a threaded rod, and made sure that I had these attached really well. And then I covered that threaded rod with aluminum tape because I wanna make sure that I have all of this food safe. For this cake, I have some 8-inch vanilla confetti cakes, and I'm just going to level and tort all of these and then add some simple syrup because I will have to do a little carving to this cake, and I need to make sure that this cake is going to stay moist. Okay, so now it's just time to stack the cake, and I'm doing this with some vanilla buttercream. And then I'm also gonna start adding some cake dowels into this cake because this is a lot of layers that I'm stacking on top of each other, and I need to make sure that this cake is gonna stay supported. The cake is all stacked, so now it's time to start carving it. And there's honestly not much I have to do here. I'm just using a serrated knife and kind of cutting off those caramelized edges and just making sure that I have a really good base. And from that carving, I did get a lot of crumbs come up on the cake, so I'm just going to be making a crumb coat by just adding a very thin layer of buttercream just to trap all the crumbs. And now it's time to add the final coat. So this is just a 3-to-1 ratio of chocolate ganache. And I'm just going to add that cream to the chocolate and mixing it together really well till it's all smooth. And then I'm just gonna let it sit before I add it to the cake. Okay, so I added the chocolate ganache to a piping bag, and I'm just going to add this around the cake. And then I'm using the acetate sheet to smooth it out because this is really going to be the best way to do it. Okay, so while the ganache is setting, I'm gonna start kneading and rolling off the modeling chocolate. And before I can add it to the cake, I have to steam the ganache first. And this is gonna be the only way that I can get that modeling chocolate to actually stick to the cake.
She messed around with a bloke named Smokey. She loved him though he was cocky.
Okay, so I have the base of this cake covered in modeling chocolate, but this is really just the body of Oogie Boogie. I still have to create his head. So to do this, I have some Rice Krispie treats that I melted in the microwave, and I'm just pressing these together really, really tight to make sure that it's really compact. Then I can just add that to the cake using a wooden skewer, and then I can cover that with more modeling chocolate. With that done, that really creates the base of this entire character. Now I can just start adding more modeling chocolate, really building out all the features. So I'm just going to start working on his legs, adding modeling chocolate there, also adding his arms, and just blending all of this in with different modeling tools. For the face, I just used different modeling tools to create that sinister smile. And then for the eyes, I added little clumps of modeling chocolate, then use modeling tools to kind of smooth that all out to get the right shape that I needed. I did need to add some movement into the burlap sack that Oogie Boogie is supposed to be because he is sitting, so it would create ripples naturally. So I'm just adding in some pieces of modeling chocolate, smoothing those in just in different places, and it really makes this come to life instead of just looking like a flat piece of modeling chocolate. Okay, so now it's just time to add a little bit of detail to this. So I'm using some sculpting tools just to create some indentations for his mouth, and then also creating that seam along the sides of the character, and then creating that sewn pattern.
I might just split a seam now if I don't die laughing first.
Okay, so I have this cake all sculpted, and now I just need to add some color to it. So I'm going to be using some edible paint for this, and I'm just going to be coloring the cake brown. And to get this actual shade of brown, I use white, brown, and yellow, and that really created this nice tan color that I needed. And now I'm using black paint to fill in the eyes and the mouth. Now I'm just going to be using different shades of brown to kind of start adding all the rest of the details. So I'm filling in those sewn patterns and the indentations on this mouth with a dark brown. And then I'm also going to use another shade of brown underneath the ripples along the cake. And it's going to make it look like there's a lot of shadows, and it really makes this cake pop. All right, we did it. This is the Oogie Boogie cake complete. So this is actually one of my favorite cakes that I've ever done, like especially for Halloween. I think this character looks just like Oogie Boogie from the movie, and I love how the ripples look. Like it really looks like he's sitting down. And this is actually my first time creating a lot of different shadows and shading using different paint brushes, and I think it came out amazing. I'm super proud of this cake. And if you like this cake, make sure that you like the video and comment below any other cakes that you want to see me make, and I'll try my best to get to all of those. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And until then, I'll see y'all in the next video.